What is up, my Bodyweight warriors, and welcome back to another video. Today I've got a little bit of a different one for you. This one's going to be useful for those of you who are interested in learning more, delving deeper into the training, the flexibility, the bodyweight strength stuff, maybe a little bit of philosophy, mindset sort of things as well. And that is, I just want to share with you my 5 current book recommendations. First of all, this thing, fuzzy pedo stash that has grown on my face is not normal. It is, of course, November, and I'm doing what I can do to help out for men's health. I did a whole video talking about it, so I'll link that down below, but if you want to donate, there'll be a link below. Just before there's a bunch of comments talking about this. What I will say first off is this is only 5 books, so obviously there's probably many more that I could recommend out there, and I want to pass that one over to you. If you have a book that you particularly like that you want to share in the comments down below, maybe you want to share it to everyone else watching this video, because obviously a lot of people read through the comments, why not do so? Give you the title, give a reason why. I'd love to hear what your favorite reads are. And without further ado, let's jump into mine. Now, the majority of these books are training related, I promise, but I want to just kick things off with something that's near and dear to my heart, and that is The King, Warrior, Magician, and Lover. So this book is actually the reason why the Bodyweight Warrior is called Warrior. It is named after this warrior archetype, this masculine energy archetype that is highlighted in this book. That archetype, that energy has a lot to do with just getting shit done. It has to do with focus, becoming skillful, mastering your craft, but also doing things for the right reasons, being diligent. The energy that you need to be successful in training, that is all summed up in that warrior archetype. That's why it's part of the name. And this book in general goes a lot deeper than that. Actually, it was a recommendation from Elliot Holst back when he was more sane. One of the first YouTube channels I started watching fitness related on YouTube like 10 years ago. And yeah, that book was a real game changer back when I was like 18 or 19. I think it's a really fantastic read when it comes to being self-reflective about your own personality, how you impact others. So this book is based off a lot of Carl Jung's philosophy, which you either kind of like or hate the man, but I think he had some good stuff. And in this book, I would say there's some really invaluable information. Certainly when I've read it, pretty much every time I've read it, it's highlighted something that I wasn't necessarily aware of. And that's my opinion, the good thing about this book. A lot of self-help books out there are like 10 pages of actual substance and then 240 pages of waffle and just repeating themselves. Whereas this book, I feel, doesn't do that. It just kind of highlights quite a simple roadmap and dissection of that male energy. By the way, it's not just for men, it's to do with the masculine energy, the yang energy that is both present in men and women, just for clarification there. I would say it's a good guide for self-transformation. It was very transformative for me when I read it, and obviously it's part of the reason why I'm here doing this. So I'm not gonna say too much else about that. Right, that is the kind of philosophy, psychology stuff out the way. If you wanna hear more about that sort of side of things, then let me know in the comments. But apart from that, I'm gonna stick to training for the rest of today's video. Book number 2. One of my personal favorites and something I think everyone would get a lot out of is Stretching Scientifically by Thomas Kurz. This one is an old but gold book, and it basically just gives a really great overview of flexibility stretching training in general, but I would say it takes more of a bias, more of a specific focus at that active, dynamic sort of flexibility, which isn't actually covered that well generally. Kind of most people focus on stretching as like static holds. When you take flexibility training a step up and you look at active flexibility and dynamic work, a lot of what I learned has come from Thomas Kurz and is an invaluable source of information. He also provides some useful testing and other things to assess on how things are going to work for you of your flexibility. Basically, if you want to achieve splits, I would highly recommend that book. It is gold, especially if you're doing as well martial arts training. I'm sure you probably have heard of Thomas Kurz if you do martial arts, but again, fantastic resource there. Oh, by the way, I'm going to link to all of these books in the description down below. I will be using affiliate links, so full disclosure, if you do buy one through the link, it does help me out a little bit as well. Next up, we have another stretching book just to kind of round things off, and that is Stretching and Flexibility by Kit Lachlan. Now, Kit Lachlan is, again, he's just an OG in the stretching space. Him and Stretch Therapy, his company, I think they do fantastic stuff. I've learned a hell of a lot from Kit. I know people like Emma Lewis have learned a lot from Kit as well. He's just a wealth of knowledge. He does some great videos here on YouTube, so I'll link his YouTube channel down below as well. But I think this book in particular I like because it is just a massive encyclopedia, a library of stretching exercises. And whereas you have Thomas Kurz, who focuses a little bit more on the active dynamic sort of flexibility, I would say Kit is more interested in that passive work, and then also specifically how to use PNF very, very flexible. And it's kind of one of those ones that you can be like, I want to develop this, find the drill, do it, see results. And he does a great job of laying out all the progressions for each of these individual movements as well. So whether you're pretty tight or pretty flexible, there's going to be something in there for you. Right, that's flexibility done. With those two books, to be honest with you, you're probably going to have a good time with your flexibility training. Let's move on to some strength work. The first one I want to recommend is, I don't actually have the book with me because I've lent it to somebody, and that is Overcoming Gravity. This one I recommended in my first ever video I did on the kind of the books that I would recommend, and it's just an easy recommendation. Although I don't agree with many of the things in the book when it comes to programming for bodyweight training, what I do think is fantastic about that book is comprehensive information when it comes to progressions through movements. I think for a lot of people, understanding how to properly progress up and down for a particular move or skill is the hard thing about bodyweight training. With weight training, you just add more weight to the bar. Very, very simple. But bodyweight training is a little bit more nuanced. So I think Overcoming Gravity does a great job in breaking that down and has a bunch of interesting information in there. Just it's worth a read, worth a browse through. Again, it's one of those sort of encyclopedia of movements for bodyweight training. But it's not the be all and end all, it's not the law, but it is a fantastic resource and beloved by those over at Reddit Bodyweight Fitness as well. So shout out to those guys. Finally, for those interested in strength training and bodyweight training, but want to take things up a notch, I personally think that what we need to do is take and apply principles in actual strength and conditioning literature. So looking at your advanced gym going strength and conditioning plans and then how we can apply that to bodyweight training. And one of the recommendations I'm gonna make is this book by Christian Thibaudeau. I can never pronounce his second name, but either way, Theory and Application of Modern Strength and Power Methods. This book sounds wordy, but it is a fantastic and very to the point resource when it comes to different training modalities to make the most out of your strength training. Now, a lot of these are done around weighted movements, but with a little bit of thinking, a little bit of deduction, you can take these methods and apply them to bodyweight training and get some very effective results. That's kind of what I do with my clients and something that I would highly recommend you doing. The way he lays things out in the book, he literally just lists out the methods you can use, the reasons why you want to use them, and he also gives you how you can go about applying them. I think he does a fantastic job in creating a very in-depth, versatile resource, but also helping you to apply it, which not everyone does particularly well. But that is it. That is my 5 books that I would recommend to you, and I think would give you a pretty versatile understanding knowledge base when it comes to strength, flexibility, and then also a little bit of personal development work as well. But that one could be an infinite topic in and by itself. This is just my recommendations, just the things that I thought over the years, books that I've read, the ones that I've got the most value from. I would say those 5 are it. So I hope they help you out. If you do have any other recommendations, something you'd want to share with the community, the tribe here, make sure you leave a comment in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed this video and you like this sort of content, hit the thumbs up button and support the channel. Right next to it is also that subscribe button if you want to join the Bodyweight Warrior Tribe and don't miss out on any more future videos. But that has basically been it for this week, guys. I'll catch you in the next episode. Have a strong week.